Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just in time. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I know everyone's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again because my next guest is a soul interpreter, divine channel, Reiki master teacher, intuitive coach, and author and more. But without further ado, allow me to introduce to you Janet Sandberg. How are you doing today, Janet?
I am awesome, and I'm very excited to be here and to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely. And I would just like to say that I believe that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to decide to spend some of your time in the history of your timeline here with me on Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, I just want to extend my sincerest gratitude to you. So thank you very much for being here at this present moment.
Of course, of course. It's a better than a good. It's a great way to spend time. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, talking and having enlightened conversations and
Absolutely.
helping people along their paths.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So let's get right into it.
All right.
Soul interpreter. Let's just start right there. Give us a little framework around that. How did that come into fruition? How did you even get interested in what does that entail? Soul interpreter.
So basically, I interpret what
Yes.
your soul is trying to tell you.
Okay.
Most people want to live according to their soul's calling, their soul's passions, their soul's wisdom, but they have trouble hearing the messages directly from their soul. It takes a lot of time and practice. And when you first start trying to listen to the messages from your soul, you're unsure, right? And you're like,
Right.
am I just making stuff up? Is that really my soul telling me that?
Right.
And
Right.
that's where
Right.
I
Let me stop you right there real quick. And I apologize for the
that's
abrupt
all right.
interruption, but I resonate with that because even now still, I'll be transparent. Sometimes you don't know whether mm, that voice is you're conscious, or you're making yourself say that, or what. So that is amazing that you help to bring some clarity to
Mhm.
what is really your intuition, what is really your soul, or what is really just you thinking something, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right,
Separating the head from the heart and the
right.
soul. And
Yes.
yeah, so I come in and I connect with your soul
Mm, okay.
and offer to be the interpreter, tell you what your soul wants you to hear.
Oh,
So to give you, the clarity. And most of the time, of course, it's confirmation.
right,
My clients are like, yeah, I knew that already.
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
But they
But
just
hey,
need that second opinion, as it
hmm,
were.
right, right. That
Oh, yeah.
reassurance. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's amazing. And thank you for clarifying that. So, divine channel, can you elaborate a bit on that? But how did you get into being a soul interpreter? You just always knew you had this gift? I mean,
No.
okay.
No, it evolved. It
Okay.
evolved
Okay.
from the other work that I was doing.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Um, yeah.
All right.
So, divine channel.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's giving you messages from divine, from the universe, from
Mm,
source.
yes.
Um, so I started off as a medium,
Okay.
and then without even knowing what that was, and
Right.
then eventually figured out what that was.
Right.
And then I started doing energy healing. And
Oh,
over the years and years of doing this, I was able to decipher the different frequencies that the messages were coming from.
mm,
So now I can tune
interesting.
in and be like, oh, that's a message from your soul. That's a message from divine. That's a message from somebody who has passed on,
Oh,
because they
wow.
all resonate at different frequencies. So now I'm
Wow.
able to sort of work backwards and tune in specifically to soul, source, or spirit.
Wow, amazing. Reiki master teacher.
Hmm. So that's kind of not necessarily where it all started, but that's what started the journey of me knowing what I was doing. So my whole life I had, felt energy differently. I'd had like weird things happen and could never explain them. And then
Mm,
I sort of happened upon Reiki
mm,
probably around 15 years ago
okay.
and realized that, oh, this is my life. This is what I've been doing. I've just been feeling the energy that's out there
Mm,
and connecting with it and sort of living on a bit of a different plane than most people.
mm.
Um, and so Reiki just allowed me to tap into the energies that I was already feeling and be able to
See,
use them.
that's what I was trying to get at. How did you come like that's the message I was really looking for. Like somewhere along the line,
Hmm.
you you experienced something that you probably didn't understand. Nonetheless, it was happening. So
Hmm.
yes.
And always had an interest.
Right.
I got into crystals and crystal
Mm,
healing when I was a
love crystals.
teenager.
Hmm.
And kind of went from there. Like, so it was harder when I was
Right.
younger because I'm old and we didn't have the internet.
You are not
And
old. Stop saying that about yourself. You know of all people that words have power. You are not old.
well, I'm pre-internet. So
Okay, same here.
yeah.
We
So
are
it was
not
hard.
old. We are seasoned,
We are seasoned and
yeah,
wise.
and wise.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. You don't call wine old. It's better the
That's
more advanced it is. We're
yes.
advanced, not old.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Janet.
Yeah. So it took me until I was about in my 30s to really before this stuff started becoming, which was, more talked about. We had more
Right,
internet. It was easier to connect with people and find out more information and
right,
take classes
right.
and then it sort of took off. So even though I'd kind of been doing it my whole life, I've been doing it with purpose
Mm, hmm,
for a shorter time.
hmm. Right. That's amazing. So, share with us a little bit about your connection and with suicide awareness and prevention. Yeah, give us a little insight about your passion in regard to that.
Yes, that's a passion project. I have
Right,
a podcast.
right, right. Oh,
Um,
that'll be the next. That was the next question. Yeah, yeah. Just give us a little
yeah,
insight because I think the only reason why I'm saying that is because first of all, you have it here, but I think it's important, to talk about these topics that a lot of times people are like taboo, like, no, no,
that's
you know,
exactly why
right,
I have the podcast so that
right,
we start talking about these things. And
absolutely.
especially because people, who are empaths, who are spiritual, who are highly sensitive people,
Mhm.
they tend to struggle more with mental health.
Mm,
So
I
it's
agree.
it's really important for us to have this conversation, especially with our audience that we have here
Mm,
tonight.
right.
So I've struggled through most of my life with depression and then anxiety popped up
Anxiety. Yes.
and suicidal ideations.
Yes.
And I was just like, okay, whatever, this is me, this is my life. And I know it happens and whatever. But then about a year and a half ago, a family friend who was 23 died by suicide. And it shook me, it shook my kids.
Right.
So
Right.
she was the older sister of my son's friend.
Mm, yes.
And so my kids knew her, like we all knew her. And
Right.
on the outside, she was one of those, she's beautiful, she's incredibly smart.
Mm,
She's funny and she's kind and she's, one of those people who looked like she had everything going
yeah.
for her.
But inside there was a battle going on that she didn't make
But she was
transparent.
struggling
Yes.
and had been struggling, since
Mm,
she was, I don't know,
Right.
puberty age,
Right. Right.
half of her life.
Right.
And I didn't know.
Mm,
And because you don't talk about those things.
right.
So her mom didn't share those things and we didn't know. And, her immediate family knew, but they also had never been through depression and mental health themselves.
Mm.
And I was just like, if I had known, maybe I could have talked to her as somebody who's been there, who's experienced
Yes.
it,
That's what she
right?
needed, but you didn't know.
But
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You didn't know.
So I
Right.
started the podcast
Mm,
and I interview people every week and
right.
we share our stories of
Right.
feeling suicidal, having suicidal ideations, of,
Wow.
you know, um, struggling with whether we want to be here or not.
Right. Right. Yes.
And what changed, what made us decide to stay.
Mm,
And then,
wow.
how life has turned out. And in every case, you know, 30 years later, or however many years later, maybe
Right.
it's only 5 years, but
Right.
everything is so much better than
Better.
it was
Wow.
at that time. And
No,
it's just to
I get it.
share these stories so that the people who are struggling don't feel alone.
Mm,
Like, look at how many of us have
mm.
gone through this, who have had these feelings. We're
Right.
all
Right.
human. We all have the same feelings, but letting
Right.
them know that there's not alone and that there's hope.
Wow. Yes, because, you know, oftentimes, I feel that we can get to a place where it feels like there's no way out,
Hmm.
so that the best alternative is just not to be here anymore,
Hmm.
and I've been around people. I felt like that before, and I've witnessed that with others, and fortunately was able to kind of talk it through without really knowing having the insight that I have now, but able to say, wait a minute, man, there's a plan for you. Like, this is not your whole plan, this segment of time right here.
Hmm.
It's hard, I know. And I know I'm just talking, but man, whatever you need, you want to, you have to just stay at my house for a while and curl up in a room, but don't do that. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I was able to intervene, and yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
now, it's a lot better, and I tell him, you don't owe me anything. That's the least decent human thing that I could have done with somebody that didn't feel that there was any hope, was to try to help give you hope in whatever resources I had to help you. So
Hmm.
that's all I knew. So yeah, anybody that I care about, especially if I know they're genuinely feeling like that, then I feel it's my duty to do it, and I would hope that people around me would come to my rescue as well. But that's not
Hmm.
why I do it, because if I get in this position, then you no.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do it because it's just naturally feel for someone that's
Hmm.
that's in that state of mind. And
Yeah.
I don't, I know there's nothing really wrong with them. It's just that things are a little bit overwhelming right now. And
Exactly.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. So what's the name of your podcast? You said you had this podcast, but you never told us the name.
It's called Phoenix Wisdom.
Oh, Phoenix Wisdom. And where can we watch and or listen to it?
It's only audio.
Okay.
Since, people are sharing very vulnerable stories,
Right.
I
No, I get it.
consciously decided to only release the audio of it.
I like it.
Yeah, so anywhere really. So Google, Apple,
Spotify. Yeah.
Spotify. It's
Okay.
on YouTube now too. So
Wisdom, Phoenix Wisdom Podcast. Look
yep.
out for that. Yes, that's amazing. And anyone that you know that even isn't, on the verge of suicide, it's good to have this education in regard to that. Anyways, you never know who you might, just education period in just uh the human
Hmm.
mind and psychology. It's just great to have that, and just
Yeah.
feelings and yeah, thoughts, and it just anything revolved around that personal development, anything is good,
Hmm. Exactly.
so yeah, amazing. So is there anything else that we missed that you would like to highlight? uh yeah, you have anything coming up that you would like to share, or just anything you can share just a bit of a bit motivation, inspiration, anything else you would like to share.
Oh, so much. Um, I think so. I volunteer with the crisis text line.
Okay.
So when people are in crisis, whether it's, a mental health issue or otherwise, they can text in or call. There's a call line too, but I do the text one.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and
I never knew that something like that existed.
it does,
You
yeah, it's
text
988.
somebody and say, "Hey, this is going on," and then you're
Hmm.
on the other side helping.
Hmm.
That's amazing,
Yeah,
especially that ties in to um, today.
yeah,
Technology, and today a lot of people prefer just to text. So, that's amazing.
exactly. So you can call or text 988 in the US
Oh, wow.
and reach a crisis counselor.
988.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
And with
amazing.
the texting, we tend to get a lot of what I assume, you can kind of tell when you're talking to somebody about how old they are,
Oh,
but
yes.
we tend to get a lot of the younger end of
Right.
people who are more
Right.
comfortable with text than they are with
Texting.
making phone
Yep.
calls.
This
You
new
know, they
generation. Exactly.
they're not going to call anybody, even when it's a life and death situation, they're still going
Right.
to text you.
Right. That's
Um,
amazing. So
and
988. It's good to have that number.
yes. The thing that I notice the most is that these young people don't have people that they can talk to. They don't have community, they don't have family, they don't have friends. Like the whole situation that is going on with these younger people is they don't feel like they have anybody they can talk to or confide in.
Mm,
A lot of them don't even know that they have, guidance counselors at school.
right.
Um,
Yes.
and that they're there for more than just like helping you pick out your classes.
Right. Right.
You can actually go talk to them about stuff.
Mm,
But they just don't have anyone. So this isn't really sharing, it's more of a request. But if you know
right.
somebody, especially, in our audience who are passionate, enlightened, compassionate people, if you know a younger person in your life, reach out to them and make sure that they know that you're available to talk to. Because we take it for granted. We're like, oh, they'll
Right.
come to me. They know they can talk to me.
Right.
No, they don't.
No. No. You
They
never
don't. You
know.
have to say it. You have to use your words
Mm,
and, and say, I am here. If you ever need to talk, no matter how scary or serious it is,
right.
I'm here for you.
Wow. That's amazing. Yes, because you never know. Oftentimes, especially us old people, uh, no, seasoned people, you know, forget sometimes that a young person's mind thinks
Mhm.
differently.
Yeah,
And, you have to, let them know, hey, whatever it's about, and then reassure them that you're not going to pass judgment
exactly.
or hate them or scold them. Just if it's
Mhm.
that serious, we'll work through it. That type of conversation. I
Mhm.
am, from my perspective, to keep that line open. Like, hey, whatever it is, no matter how bad it is, whatever, let's work through it. Reach out, please. Let's work through
Mhm.
it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And for ourselves, the thing that I want to share is um that how important your soul is,
Mm, okay.
that you spend some time every day communing with your soul.
Right.
Um, and just which basically just means sitting in silence
Right.
and listening for whatever comes up. And even if
Mhm,
it just seems like you're sitting there quietly and you have an idea to do something, that's
right.
it.
Mm,
That's why that idea came up, is
right.
because that's what you're supposed to do next.
Yes. And
And
if
then
you're
do the thing.
yes, and if you're still unsure, reach out to Janet Sandberg and she can help give you some clarity as to what the voice is directing you to do. Right?
Yes. Yes, exactly. And help you
Yes.
figure out what those next steps are. If
Right.
we be like,
Amazing.
this is the path your soul wants you to go on, and here's the next couple of steps you can take in that direction.
Yes. Appreciate it. Yes. Yeah. So while you're here, can you share with us some links that people can connect with you or whatever you're passionate about, Uh,
Sure.
yes.
So everything is on my website, which is janetsandberg.com. You can find me on Instagram at janetsandberg.intuitive.
Okay.
And the podcast is also on Instagram, phoenix.wisdom.podcast. And I'm on Facebook as well. Janet A. Sandberg is my profile, and Janet Sandberg Intuitive is my page. And I have a Facebook group called Oracle Wisdom,
Oh, wow.
where we do readings, card readings, and soul readings, and do all kinds of fun stuff in there.
Absolutely amazing. And thank you for sharing. Yes, absolutely. Thank you again, Janet, for coming on to the podcast and bringing more value, insight, clarity, wisdom, passion, just everything. I appreciate it. Did you freeze up? Uh-oh. I think you froze up a little bit. We'll wait and see if it undoes it. Well, anyway, I'll just keep going. So I thank you, Janet, whether you can hear me or not, and thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for sharing your time with me, with us on Enlightened Empowered Evolve. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, comments, and please share this amazing content. I appreciate it. Help the platform grow and help getting these amazing messages out there. Appreciate you. Till next time, see you soon. Love and appreciation, Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved.